Hello, Flosstube. It is Monday, January 29th, and I am here with an update about what I have been up to with my stitching. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you caught one of my first couple of videos, welcome back. I hope you find something here that inspires you, or that you're also stitching, or that you connect with. I'd love to hear if that's the case. If you're working on anything I'm working on, let me know. So I have a lot to share today, so I think I'm just going to jump in. My dishwasher is running. Hopefully you cannot hear that on camera. So my first finish this month was Snow Garden, the first Anniversaries of the Heart pattern from Blackbird Designs. This was a start and finish this month, but I had already started it during my last Flosstube, so if you saw that, you've seen this before. And here is my finish. So I changed most of the colors on this from what was called for. You can see it looks like I kind of toned mine up. I don't know if that's a thing, but the opposite of toned it down. Also, everything looks a little bit warmer in mine. So like in the border, there's a white color and this sort of creamy color. And this was charted with an overdyed floss, which I did not have, but I did use the called for DMC. And it looks very warm tone to me. And I wasn't sure if I loved it, but if you don't look at the cover photo first and you just see this, I kind of like it. The windows in my house are brighter than they were in the chart, but you know, all the lights are on. It's warm and cozy in there. That's fine with me. So that is finish number one. This stitched up a lot quicker than I thought it was going to. I only worked on this 3 days and it was done. So I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do for a finish. And for the personalizations for this one, I didn't put any initials. Instead, where the initials were, I put 2024. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for the other 11 patterns. I don't want to just put 2024 on every single one of them. So maybe I'll come up with something more exciting. But that was my first finish. And then my second finish this month was my January Quaker by From the Heart, Needle Art by Wendy. And here she is. So for this one, I did use all of the called for colors. It is 3 classic colorworks: Deep Blue Sea, Blacksmith Blue, and Blue Moon. So again, like, mine doesn't really look exactly like the model, but you know, dye lots change and some colors get a little brighter or have a little less variegation. So I'm happy with this. However, never have I ever in my life had to frog and restitch so many pieces, like so many parts of the same design. I don't know what was going on with this, but I feel like almost every motif I screwed up at some point. This one I recharted because I started at the top and came all the way down because I wanted to be able to trim my fabric, and I realized once I got to the bottom that I had just added a couple stitches in. So I got stitch fiddle out and I recharted the Quaker. So it's similar, but mine is stretched out a bit. But all the motifs are spread out enough on this that I didn't have to change anything else to make that fit, so that was nice. Okay, and this is actually my first giveaway. So I completed this, and I would like to pass it on. This design, if you don't know, is 79 by 115 stitches high. I stitched mine on 36 count Bramble, which I think is Picture This Plus. The pattern suggests 40 count Platinum Newcastle linen from Zweigart. So if you would like this pattern, Leave me a comment with the word Quaker and I will figure out that random comment picker. The rules are you have to be 18 so that I can get your address. And don't use the words, you know, giveaway or raffle or anything like that. So yeah, just use the word Quaker in your comment and I will pick someone to send this off to. Okay, and then my last finish was just a very quick start and finish. I stitched this in 2 days. And this is this cute little Riolis kit. So this is, if you haven't done one of these before, the thread is actually a wool acrylic blend instead of like cotton or silk or whatever. And all of the stitches are just half stitches, like tent stitch instead of full crosses. And then this one has back stitch as well and a bunch of French knots. But I got a bigger kit and I wanted to try out this wool. So here's my finish. My cute little birdie. Isn't he delightful? I love the colors on this. Sort of like corally red, bright, pretty bird. I didn't say this kit is called Winter Guest, and I think I just got this at 123 Stitch, so it's readily available. And it comes with this. This is the kit fabric, this Ada. So this was what should I say? First of all, I think it's 70% acrylic and 30% wool. The thread, and it was very smooth to pull through the fabric. It was quick to stitch with. However, since it is much fluffier, it's harder to get the stitches to lay flat. So like you can kind of see in the bird's belly, like some of the stitches are, I don't know, they're just not super uniform. So I was thinking like if I stitch this same chart with a cotton floss, would I like it better? I'm not really sure. I think this bird is adorable though. I don't know what I'm going to do with him. Maybe make him into a little pillow or just frame him. I'm not sure. But it was fun to work on. I'm a little bit curious how the bigger project that I got is going to go. Like a larger full coverage piece with this wool acrylic. But I guess we'll see how that goes when I work on it. So those are my 3 finishes for the last 2 weeks. So in total, I think I finished 6 things in January. So 6 finishes already in 2024, which is fantastic. I don't know what's going on, but I like it. So next I'm going to show you my whip. So the first one that I worked on was my Farming Magic Sal. This is Flossy Fox Shop. And last time I showed you this, I think I was still working on finishing up the barn, which is part 5 of this pattern. And I just want to say, can you tell, I don't know if you can tell, this piece of fabric was cut so unevenly that it looks like I put it the wrong way on the fabric, but I actually measured and tried to look at like the threads. Like, can you, I don't know if you can tell. It's super crooked. So it would have been an even tighter fit the other way. So I still have some stuff that needs to go down here. There's like a cute puppy and some pumpkins, and I don't know how I'm going to do with my margin. But this project is super fun, and I love working on it. This was one of my whip goal calls for January. I went above and beyond my goal of 5 days. I think I stitched on it more like 10 days. And I'm going to leave this out for February. I can't remember who it was, but somebody was talking about doing farming February or something like that to work on a piece that has a barn or is farm themed, chickens, cows, I don't know. So I might leave this out and see if I can get a little bit more work in. However, February is going to be very busy, so I don't know if that's going to work out. We will see. Okay, and then the next whip that I got out was Peppermint Rose, which is one of my full coverage pieces. And I think I put in about 2,000 stitches on this since I showed it to you last time. Here it is. So I finished the first page. This is from the Cross Stitch Studio, and I actually misspoke when I talked about this last time in my whip parade. This is I think I said it was free, a free stitch along on Facebook. It was not free, and I remembered that because I thought to myself the other day, I wonder if they're doing another stitch along for 2024, and they are. But then I remembered I definitely paid for this, and then when you go to join the Facebook group, you have to give them your order number, and then you get in, and that's where you get the pages. And they release a page every 2 weeks throughout the year. So there are, I think, 24 pages. So anyway, this was last year's, and I just finished the first page, so I'm very, very behind. But I'm really enjoying this. I got a lot of progress. I'm sort of trying to do the pages one at a time, doing these diagonals. And I have been parking with this one now that the letters are done. So I kind of stitched the letters and these swirly bits cross country and then did all the fill-in stuff with parking my threads and going square by square. But I really like working on this one, and I think at the bottom of this page is where the big flower starts. So I'm excited to get to that. It's a giant rose, and this is my new needle minder I just got from Mad for Minders, and I thought it was perfect for this. I am also using that piece for Full Coverage Fanatics, one of the epics. They are doing, I think I talked about this last time, there's like a board of 25 epic journeys, and for each journey you're supposed to pick a whip. You can use the same whip for all of them, but each journey is supposed to only be one. And the idea is you stitch the number of stitches that there are kilometers in that journey, which has been super motivating. And then the next whip that I want to show you is Prairie Wind by Carolyn Manning. This one I'm stitching on a 14 or 16 count Ada. Is this the right way? No, it goes this way. Nope. This way. I mean, it's symmetrical, so any way is fine, but this is the way it goes. So this was my focus piece for a week last month, and I think during my last update, it was like the middle of this week. So I worked on it for the rest of that week. I got in, I think, 2,300 more stitches, finished some more colors, and can I show the whole thing? I am so excited about this. I am 33% done. I'm also doing some of the epic journeys in Full Coverage Fanatics with this piece. I've completed 1 or 2 with it already, and now I'm working on the third. So I want to keep this out and keep working on it, and I think it's not unreasonable for me to finish it this year. Okay, my next whip that I got out is another full coverage piece. It is called Chromatic Dragon, and it is charted by Paine Free Crafts. When I purchased this chart, so my copy of the chart credits the artwork to a different artist than the website currently lists. I think right now it says Mikey Bergman. When I got it, it said Gudrun Hall. So either way, I think it's AI generated. So anyway, here's my whip. I got 2,900 stitches in on this. I had a ton of parked threads, and they were driving me crazy because there's so much confetti in here. Like, can you see? The horns have so many different colors. And so I had a million kabillion parked threads, and they were making me nuts. So what I did was I started up here, and I just started working the threads in. So I have all this, like, cross-country looking stuff. There's still a few parked threads here because I don't know why, just because. And then I'm going this way and just working all these in as I go. If I move these out of the way, there's like this pink blob happening. I think that this is starting like the scales on the back of the dragon's head. So I'm excited to get into those colors. This is also one of my epic journeys for Full Coverage Fanatics, and I want to keep this out this year for the Lunar New Year. The Year of the Dragon is starting, I think it's the 9th. So I'm still not sure if I want to start a new dragon for that, but I'm going to keep this one out and work on it a lot this year. I don't know if I would be able to finish it. I don't remember what % done I am, but I'm going to keep it out. It's really fun to work on. This is the only one that I'm doing tent stitch. I don't think I said, but this is on 28 count, and I'm doing 2 threads tent stitch. Okay. And then the last whip that I have to show you is Japanese Garden, which is this. Oh, I didn't grab the cover sheet. I'll just put a photo. This is a dimensions kit. It is almost entirely full coverage, although there are a bunch of half stitches. And I pulled this out because I found out that you can email this magical email address and tell them that you have a dimensions kit. You give them the kit number, you send them some pictures of like the front and back of the kit so they can see that you actually have it, and they will send you a PDF. So I had just been marking all my progress on the actual paper chart. And once I found out you could get the PDF, I was like, yes, please sign me up. I emailed them and they sent me back the PDF within 15 minutes. It was so fast. So I am using GoodNotes on my MacBook to highlight my stitches and save my progress. And this is another one where I just worked on it for one day, and I worked in some of my parked threads. So since my fabric isn't gridded, I was actually thinking this might be a good one to keep doing the parking method in and stitch it in the 10 by 10 blocks so that I know where I'm at. But I'm not really sure. I'll figure that out when I pull it out next. Okay, I'm going to do another giveaway now. So in one of my eBay treasure hunting extravaganzas, I found a giant batch of cross-stitch patterns. And it was one of those eBay situations where you can't see everything when you're bidding. So I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to get. And some of the patterns that I got, I'm probably not ever going to stitch, and I would like to share them. So this is one of those. I think it's super cute, but I don't think I'm ever going to stitch it. So I would like to pass it along. And this is Quilty Love by Lori Holt. So the pattern originally came with buttons. So each of these little quilt block looking things has a button in the center. There's red ones and white ones, it looks like. Oh, and a pink. They just look like pretty simple buttons. They'd probably be easy to sub or leave off if you wanted. And then it also came with this rickrack, which is just like tacked down with floss in between the zigzags. And I don't have the buttons or the rickrack. So if you would like this, I will send it to you. But I just want you to know I don't have those extra items, so you'd have to provide those yourself or come up with a different border to put in between the bands. This design is 90 stitches wide by 120 high, and there's only 3 colors of floss. They have it charted in Ori floss and also DMC. So yeah, if you would like to have this chart, please leave me a comment with the word quilt, not quilty, just quilt, and I will pick a winner to send this to. Alright, now I am going to show you my new starts. I have been in full coverage mode so far this year, which is funny because for a while last year after I started my full coverage, I was like, I don't know. But I'm totally into it. So I started some new full coverage pieces. The first one that I actually started was the Cross Stitch Studio 2024 mystery stitch along. I don't know if I even have it. There's not much to show. Here, I'll just show you. Let's see if any of it shows up. All the stitching so far is white or almost white. Now you can kind of see. So I don't know what I'm doing with this pattern. Can you see how these rows are warping the fabric? Like you can kind of see right here, it's like pulling it over. So I tried doing tent stitch continental, which is where you don't go from bottom left to top right and then underneath go straight down and go up. You like, it looks diagonal on the front and on the back. So let me show you the back. This is the back up here, continental. And just having all the stitches going the same way, I did 5 rows and my fabric was like, bleh, bleh. So now I'm actually ripping that out and I'm just going to ditch the background on this one. So all of the, I think it's 3865 that is around the design, I'm just not going to stitch it. So what I started doing is I started putting in these stitches and I'm like ripping those out, frogging them a little by little as I go, because frogging 2 over 1 tent stitch on 28 count easy guide is no fun. Also, when I purchased this stitch along, when you go to the Cross Stitch Studio website and they're talking about the stitch along for 2024, there's a picture of some stitching in a hoop and it is like pink flowers with some green leaves, and I'm like, cool. Last year the theme was in the garden. I figured it was another flower theme. I purchased it. I went and signed up for the Facebook group. And at that point I saw that the theme for this year's stitch along is actually fashionable pet, which I was not expecting. So the first 2 pages are out now, and in the Facebook group you can see people's progress. And it looks like there is an ear of some sort, maybe a cat ear or possibly a dog ear. So I don't know if it's going to be, you know, a dog in a sweater, or do cats wear fashion? I don't know. I don't know what. I don't know. I don't know if I'm super into this. So I think I'm going to wait a little bit longer and see more of the design before I decide if I'm actually going to stitch this one. So it's a new start, but it might be like an immediate UFO. Wouldn't that be fun? Okay, moving on. The next project that I started, I did a starting spree this weekend. So I think Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and yesterday I started new things. So the next thing that I started was actually my first Heaven and Earth Designs chart that I have stitched. I have purchased a few of them. I have them in my stash, but I haven't started one. So this is my first Heaven and Earth Designs. It is big. I think it's 340,000 stitches, which is much bigger than my Chromatic Dragon, much bigger than Peppermint Rose. But it is someplace for me. I will put a picture here of what it will look like when it's done. And here is my teeny tiny start. I don't know if I even have 200 stitches, but this top corner is all green, so I've used 3 different colors so far. It's 310 and 2 dark green colors. And this is another needle minder from Mad for Minders, and it goes perfectly with this project, and I love it. Okay. Next new start was, the next new start was actually that Winter Guest Riolis kit that I did real quick. And then I decided that since I had finished both of my January pieces, the Quaker and Snow Garden, that maybe I should get a head start on the next ones in those series, since February is a short month and there's a lot going on. So I started Valentine Rose. This is the pattern. It's the 2nd anniversaries of the heart chart. And here's my start. I kind of went all over the place, but I started the windows, some of the bricks, and I did the 2 little birds on top. So I'm not sure if this one is going to go quite as quickly as Snow Garden did. Like I said, Snow Garden I only worked on 3 or 4 days and it was done. This one with that big house and all those bricks seems like more stitching. And when I was working on it, I was just not super feeling it, so it might take me longer to get it done. This one does have a few different specialty stitches. Snow Garden had eyelet stitches. This one has eyelet and also chain stitch and satin stitch. So I'm excited to do the specialty stitches. So we'll see how this one goes. And I did want to show this one is living in this awesome bag. This is from, who is this from? Oh, this is Sheba Designs bag. I love this. I love all the dogs, especially the dog with the aviators. Okay. And then the last thing that I knew that might blah 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 blah. My last new start I started yesterday. It is called Absorbing the Earth and Sky. This is from Unconventional Cross Stitch, and I bought this as a kit from them last year for my birthday, which is in March. So I figured since my birthday is coming up, I should probably start this. I will put a picture of what it looks like. I might need to edit it a little bit so that YouTube doesn't get mad at me. I don't know if it's going to be a problem. But here's my start. Oh, the needle minder came with the kit, and that is part of the artwork. So yeah, just some pastel sky colors going on so far. I am also obviously stitching this one in blocks and parking my threads, which is working out well so far. Once I get further down, I might change how I'm stitching it depending on how the colors are laid out. I'm doing this one 1/1 on 25 count. And I did want to say I was really happy with this kit. The fabric that they gave me was very generously sized. They give you full skeins of DMC, so I have a bunch of colors from this that I could add to my stash. They also give you a little pack of 6 needles, and then it comes with the stitch, or the needle minder. And yeah, this is going really well so far. They also use some different symbols in their charts than I've seen before, which I enjoy. So yeah, I'm having a good time with this one, and I am excited to keep working on it. Okay, so that is everything that I have stitched on in the last 2 weeks. I think that's true. Yeah. So now I am going to transition to plans. Okay, plans for February are kind of crazy. I feel like it's a lot. I'm not sure how far I'm going to get. So maybe like Marjorie says, I think it's Marjorie that says hopes and dreams. This is my hopes and dreams segment. My Whip Go calls for this month, for February, are Poisonous Plants by Witchy Stitcher, for which I have only stitched one of the plants. So I will show the chart. I have stitched Foxglove, and I did the back stitching to write the word Foxglove, and that is it. So I put a goal on my Whip Go board to finish that. So just stitch, you know, all of the other plants and the border. That's it. Should be fine, right? I got that one out the other day and made sure that I had all the colors that I need in the project bag. So that is ready to go. And then my other Whip Go call is Reaching Skyward by Modern Folk Embroidery. If you want to see where I was at with these, you can go back to my Whip Parade. I don't have them out right now. Reaching Skyward, I'm still at the very top. I think when I started it, I did not strictly follow like the 12 sections that Jacob had laid out, so I was working on the top but also like dipping down into the second section. That one I'm doing 1/1, no, 1/2 on a 40 count. And I'm going to use this Whip Go call. My goal is to work on it for 5 days. I'm going to use this to decide if I want to keep going with the project, because since I started it at the beginning of the last year, I have not wanted to work on it. It does not call to me. So I'm going to try to do the 5 days and see how I feel about it. Or maybe, you know, I get it out the first day and I just hate it, and then I might end up UFOing that, which would be kind of sad, but if I don't want to stitch on, I'm not going to force myself to, because I would like to have fun with my hobby. So we will see about that. Okay, also, since the Lunar New Year is starting, I would like to start a new dragon, I think. I have several dragon patterns in stash. I think I have all the materials that I need, so I'm trying to decide if I want to start a new one or just work on my chromatic dragon, and I also have a Dragons and Apples stitch along whip that I could work on. So maybe I should just work on one of the two that I already have. And then for Leap Day, I know a lot of people are going to do a long dog for Leap Day, and the idea is that you start it and then you try to get it done by the next Leap Day. So you have 4 years to finish a long dog. Ever since I saw Froth and Bubble, which I will show here, I have been absolutely in love with the verse on it, which is it's like half of a poem. There's 2 Froth and Bubble patterns that Long Dog charted. It's like one half of the poem and the other half. So anyway, it's not, I don't think it's what people typically think of when they hear Long Dog. It's not a monochromatic giant thing with a million different motifs. It's like super bright and bubblegum candy colors, and I really want to stitch it. So I think I'm going to start that. I'm trying to decide if I want to use, it's charted in overdyed floss and then also DMC. I'm a little bit worried that if I use the overdyed, it will like tone it down too much and won't be as bright. So I'm not sure. Maybe I will see what colors I have and do a floss toss and decide from there. If you have stitched that or seen someone stitch it, or you know somewhere where I can see pictures of finished projects of Froth and Bubble, let me know. Okay, and then Colette the Highway Stitcher is doing full coverage February. I'm still not 100% sure what that means, but I'm interested. Since I have been making so much progress on my full coverage and I'm super motivated, I would like to participate if I can figure out how. I saw she did a very brief YouTube video about it, just saying she was going to do it again this year, but I don't know what it is. I mentioned before that I saw someone talking about farming February, so I'm going to keep farming magic out and work on that. I don't know if I have any other patterns with barns or chickens, or I would have to look. And then there's also a hashtag, I think it's USX, is that right? UXS, Unconventional X stitch, yeah, UXS29, where I think the idea is you stitch on an unconventional cross stitch chart every day of February. So I might do that, which is why I started Absorbing the Earth and Sky, so that I would have that ready to go. And even if it's just like one thread a day, I think I might see how far I can make it doing that. I heard about that watching Stitch Me Saint. So she is doing it. I can't remember who else she said is doing it, but I'm going to look into that. And then I have my February Quaker, which I pulled floss for and I have fabric for. I haven't started it yet. I don't think I had the called for colors, so I just picked my own. It's like a pink and a red and a green. And then my Valentine Rose from Blackbird Designs. So that sounds like it will all fit in February, right? Yeah, it's gonna be super awesome. Okay, so now I'm going to transition into talking about haul. If you're not interested in that, I have one more giveaway, so let me do that real quick first. So this is another eBay treasure hunting thing that I found. This is a chart from 1996 by Fancy That, and it is a little angel. It's called Be True. This is like an actual photograph on here. So yes, there is a black and white checkerboard angel. This is another one that I think originally came with all these buttons. Looks like it's Fancy That number 113. It is charted with a couple DMC and also some Gentle Art sampler threads. Is that right? Sampler threads is Gentle Art? I think so. Pink Azalea, Cherry Wine, and Oatmeal. And then what does it say about the buttons? I don't see on here where it says what these buttons are. So I'm not sure if it came with them or... Oh, here. Embellishments. On the back it says, it gives information about fabric, embellishments, and overdyed floss. So I'm not sure if that's something you could still get. So on this photo, where this little viney thread thing is, all these little red things on here are buttons. And then this is a button on the dress, and then up here, like, that's a little heart button. So, I mean, you could easily stitch more hearts or leave those off, or, I don't know, find different heart buttons. So I'm not sure if this is something that is going to be appealing to anyone, since I don't have all the materials. But if you would like this, I will send it to you. Just use the word fancy with an I in a comment. And if there's more than one person who wants this, I will do a drawing and I will send it to you. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about haul. The first thing I would like to show you is I signed up for Lindy Stitch's Endangered Species Club, and the first pattern is out and was shipped. I don't think this is going to be a spoiler because I think she had already shown this one. But if you don't want to see it, then please look away now. I'm going to show it. Here's the pattern. See, I don't know how to pronounce AMUR, but it's a leopard lounging on a big rock stump, not sure. And then it came with 4 little skeins of hand-dyed floss. So there's Weeks, Chickpea, and then Classic Colorworks Timber. So it looks like it's the colors for the actual leopard's body, and then that rocky stump thing that he is sunbathing on. So I got that. I'm excited to see what other animals are going to be in that club. And then I also got some kits on eBay, some older kits again. One of them is this Needle Treasures. This is the Hummel Children series. These 2 cuties weathering a storm together under an umbrella. I have seen a bunch of charts in this series, and not all of them do anything for me, but I just really like this one. So I got that. This comes on the thread is on a color organizer. It looks like it's already separated for the most part. Actually, it looks like there's a couple colors in each hole, so that'll be interesting. And I got, this is the bigger Riolis kit that I got. It's called Green Hills. It fits the theme of my Heaven and Earth Designs chart that I just started. This looks like a Hobbit village. And this is, again, the wool acrylic that comes on these little cards. And you don't have to, like, separate the strands for this. You just pull it off the card, and then you actually need to, like, double it up or triple it up sometimes. But they tell you in the chart how many strands to use. And then I got this Paula Vaughn Friendship Bouquet quilt pattern. I have one other, what's it, Yesterday's Dream. I have that one kitted up, and I have not started it yet, but I like this one too. And I saw it on eBay, so I grabbed this. There's like a whole bunch on the back. Does it have the one that I have? Yesterday's Dream. This is the one that I also have. Can you see that? Okay. And then I got a... Oh, there's one more kit. Got this little Debbie Mum mini banner for fall with the cutie tootie owl and all those little mushrooms. I think I saw maybe Lalady Stitches, Laura, she had this one. And again, this is one where it's like part of a series. There's other seasons as well, but this is the only one that I really liked. So looking forward to stitching that in the fall. Okay, and then I got a lot of cross-stitch fabric that came from a storage unit, I think, and so the person that was selling it did not know like how to figure out the count or what kind of fabric it was, and most of it is not labeled, but I will show you some of the pieces that were in there. There is this fantastic opalescent something. This is a 1/4 yard. Love it. It's very pretty. There is this like ombre effect, yellow to orange to magenta. This is an Ada. Not sure. I did go and measure all of these and like figured out the counts, and I recorded them all in my inventory. But yeah, I don't know where any of them came from. I don't know who the dyers are. Here is another big piece of mottled blue. This one is a linen. I think it might be, it looks like 40 count. There is a purple piece of Ada, I think 16 count. Super fun. Purpley, pinky. There is this denim blue linen. I think this one is also 40 count. It's just blowing out. Oh, that looks, it's a little bit darker than, oh, there we go. That's pretty true to color. It's like very gently mottled. Here's another pinky purple, but this one is not Ada. This one is linen, I think. Nice purple pink explosion, 14 by 18. So is that like a 1/4 yard? I don't know. Here is another, not a 1/4, an 1/8. This one is a 1/4. This one's 17 by 27. Let's see. If I fold it in half, will the color look better? It is darker than it is showing. Okay. Oh, there we go. Like a sky blue. Okay. 2 more pieces that came in this lot. Crazy hot pink, fantastic. Oh, there's a sticky note on that one. Piece of linen again. This one is showing true to color. It is that bright. It's very bright. No idea what I'm going to use this for yet, but it is fantastic. And then the last piece that was in this lot, this is like a thick linen. It's 16 by 28, so a 1/4 yard again. It's fantastic. This needs like a mermaid, right? I haven't stitched any mermaids, and I don't think I have any in stash, but this makes me feel like I need to get a mermaid. A fancy lady mermaid. Or, I don't know, if you have any ideas for what to put on all of this. I haven't used that many super fun, bright colors for fabric. I've done a lot more stuff on neutrals. I did find there's a website that has a bunch of preloaded fancy ladies. So there's Mirabilia, Bella Filipina, I think some Joan Elliott. They're like preloaded in the website, and then there's a bunch of different colors of fabric from popular dyers also, and you can go select like what will this pattern look like on this fabric, and it gives you a mock-up, which is amazing. So for example, I have like Mirabilia Bianca Bella, and she's like a greeny teal, her whole dress and everything, and I want to put her on a darker fabric than she is on in the model, but I'm worried that like she'll blend in too much. So you can use this website to see what it would look like on different fabrics. I will try to find the name of it. I think it's called something Fabric Viewer. I'll try to find the name of it, and I'll put it in the description box. I was very excited to find that though. Okay, so let me see, is there anything else? I think that might be it. I talked about my finishes, my whips, my new starts, my haul. I did all 3 of the giveaways. So again, the words for those were Quaker, quilt, and fancy with an I for the angel, the Valentine's Day angel. Oh, and then I'm wearing, again, a sweater that I knit. You can't really see it very well. This is a short sleeve top designed by Caitlin Hunter, who is Boyland Knitworks. It is called Kevat, I think, and I stitched this in 2021. This is Mrs. Crosby's hat box in squid ink is the main color, and then the white is Madtosh Sport in telegraph wire. So this was a fun yoke. It's got some bobbles here and then lace, and then there's also lace throughout the body. And it's short sleeve, like I said, and it is slightly cropped, but you can obviously make it longer, and it was a fun, quick knit. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. So that was January, tons of stitching. It has been a lot of fun. I am excited to be so motivated to work on all of the full coverage pieces. The Epic Journeys thing, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm going to do Vasia's Trip because The Bear and the Nightingale is one of my favorite books, and then I got hooked. So I'm going to try to do all of them this year. Some of them are only like 85 stitches, and then other ones are like 6,000. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah. So if you have any questions about anything that I have mentioned, let me know, and I will definitely get back to you in the comments. Also, I wanted to say thank you to everyone who has been leaving me comments and likes, and the people who have subscribed to my channel. Everyone has been super kind and encouraging, and yeah, it's really fun to get a notification that you have a new comment and people are being amazing and welcoming. So thank you for that. If you are hanging out and you like what I have and you also have Flosstube videos, please let me know so I can check out your channel as well. And that's it. I hope you had a lovely January, and I hope February treats you well, and I will see you next time.